Today at ShopDAP.com, we're going to be replacing a cabin filter on a B7 Passat. Okay, so before we get into replacing our cabin filter on our Passat, let's talk real briefly about cabin filters. This cabin filter is a factory VW one. We'll link to the ones that we offer in the description below. With that said, cabin filters, how often should they be replaced? The official interval of cabin filters has always been 20,000 miles. This is because this will collect anything like dirt and debris coming from the outside of the car to the inside of the car. Through the air box. There's a duct internally in the cowl that will bring the air through this, and then it will then go into your vehicle. If your car smells bad, it's almost certainly because this thing has collected enough stuff to kind of get mildewy and kind of trap moisture on there. Also, another note, if you leave your recirculation button on, meaning the recirculation flap is open, it will allow moisture in there, and then sometimes what will happen is when it closes, it will trap the moisture in there, and then it will allow the moisture to get trapped onto the filter and other components in there, and that will cause it to smell as well. So always the first step, if you have a smell coming from your vents, is going to be to replace this, and then there's a procedure that you actually run like a chemical fog mist through the system to get rid of anything that might be like mildew or anything like that. Let's get into our install. Okay, so here we are under the passenger side floorboard, and as you can see, there are these turn clips here to remove this panel. Now this will give us access to what we need to get to on this car to get to the cabin filter. Now this car is going to be very, very similar to a lot of other Volkswagen Audi models for this. The one exception being the MQB cars, the current Mark 7 stuff, which we also have a video showing that car. And so we just pull that down like so. And now we have access to our cabin filter. Now this is where your cabin filter is, and you're just going to slide that like so, and you can see it drops out super easy. Now, as we pulled this out, I'm going to expect this to be pretty dirty, and as you can see here, when we spread these open, you can see there's dirt inside there. So you got to be careful when you're coming out, because you can end up getting a lot of stuff in your floorboard. Okay, so as we can look here, just want to show you real quick before we finish up this video that you can see the cabin filter, what's inside of it. And as we shake it out, you can see that this is what it's catching inside your vehicle. So obviously you don't want any of that coming in your car. Anybody with allergies especially is going to be even worse with this stuff, but that's all stuff that was inside, and it's all in the creases of this cabin filter that's being caught. And then real simple, we can just slide it back in. Make sure you get the right angle. And you're all set. Got that in there, and then we just slide our cover in place, and the cover just uses these hooks. So there's little slits in the cabin filter here you can slide them into and then lock it in place. So first you start off by getting into the slits, slide it back, and then you can lock that in place, and we'll reinstall our lower panel. Now, pretty simple. I'd start with that side first, just because it had some pieces to go into, and then you can feed it up into here. And it's best to kind of get them all kind of fed in before you try to slide it all in place. That way it's not hanging up on anything while you're trying to push it in. And when you're done, everything should sit back in. Get that guy into there. And all of these vents should sit back in, because if you don't, you might have a problem. And these should line right up with your holes if you have everything mounted in place properly. So you can get these tightened up. Thank you so much for watching our video on how to replace a cabin filter on a B7 Passat. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more like it.